My beloved child, I call you to come near and rest in my presence, for I have seen every longing in your heart, and I desire to comfort you beyond measure, wrapping you in an embrace of peace and hope that transcends every difficult circumstance you have ever encountered. Do not let your heart be troubled, because I am the eternal shield who never sleeps, the constant shepherd who gently guides, and I am reaching out to you at this very moment with unfailing kindness. I will never abandon you, and I will always watch over you, for you are precious in my sight, and I want you to know with certainty that you are never alone, for I am always with you, enveloping you in my infinite love. I see your weary soul, and I recognize the cries that sometimes go unheard by those around you, but I assure you that not a single tear escapes my attention, nor does a single heartbeat remain unnoticed by my eternal love. I want you to remember that you have an irreplaceable purpose, for I have created you with exquisite care, and I delight in every small step you take toward me, as your willingness to draw closer kindles joy within my heart. Look to me and find your strength, because in my light, darkness loses its hold, and in my grace, past regrets are washed away, leaving only a radiant hope that leads you onward. Receive my warm invitation and rest in the assurance that I have loved you from the beginning of time, and I will continue to do so without ceasing, guarding you through every trial and uplifting you whenever you feel too weak to stand on your own. Let go of every burden weighing you down and entrust each one to me, for I am more than willing to carry it on your behalf, and my strength is made perfect in your moments of weakness. Walk forward with confidence, for I have written a beautiful future, and it awaits your arrival with a promise of abundant blessings and renewed faith. I have placed immeasurable value upon you, my treasured child, because you are fashioned with a beauty that reflects the marvelous design of my own creation. Believe me when I say there is an irreplaceable light that radiates from within your soul, a light I have carefully nurtured, and it shines even when the night feels its darkest. I find joy each time you dare to hope in me, each time you whisper a prayer, even when doubt tries to shout otherwise, and each moment you show kindness in a world that sometimes forgets the tenderness of a gentle heart. You may wonder, why do I feel so insignificant at times, so shaken by the storms that thrash against my spirit? Do not underestimate the grace that flows through you, for I have chosen you to stand as a testament to my love, a living story of redemption and triumph over every struggle. Within you, there is a unique reflection of my heart that no other person can emulate, and that is why I have placed you exactly where you are, to shine as a lamp of hope on the path of many, to remind them that I, your God, see, cherish, and uphold every soul. I rejoice whenever your thoughts turn toward me, and I sing over you with delight at every quiet moment you spend in my presence, seeking my word for comfort and pouring out your troubles before me. You do not need to strive to be worthy of my affection, because my grace has already declared your worth from the foundations of the earth, and my heart aches to see you fully embrace that reality. Let your soul be at ease, knowing that my love knows no bounds, and no disappointment or weakness can disqualify you from the affection that I freely give. I know the battles you have fought in the silence of your mind, the nights when your anxieties tower like menacing giants, and the voices of doubt seem louder than your own beating heart. You have passed through moments of discouragement, times when you questioned whether there is any significance to the tears shed on your pillow, and you have wondered if I truly hear you. Yet I assure you, I have seen every tear, and I have heard the faintest whispers even before they formed as words on your tongue, because my compassion extends to every corner of your pain. Do not believe for a moment that I have overlooked your struggles, nor imagine that I remain distant when your burdens become almost too heavy to carry. I am the ever-present witness to your hidden sorrows, and I have never turned my face away from you, not even in your darkest moments. In fact, it is in these storms that my peace is poised to shine the brightest, like the eye of a hurricane where calm defies chaos, and I invite you to rest in my arms that never grow weary of holding you close. I see how you sometimes wrestle with the expectations of others, how you long for a respite from the unrelenting need to prove yourself or meet certain standards that seem impossible. But my child, I do not call you to perfection by human measures. I call you to a life abiding in me, where my strength completes what your own strength cannot, and my wisdom guides you when your own reasoning falters. Know that my understanding runs deeper than any human judgment, and my patience is far greater than any frustration you may feel. Take hope, for I have charted a course that leads you through every valley of shadows and into the sunlight of renewed purpose. Even when all appears bleak, when doubt tries to extinguish every spark of optimism you cling to, I am still the light that cannot be quenched, burning steadily in your heart. Let me be your fortress, your place of refuge, your covering when life's storms rage, and in my presence, let every overwhelming wave of fear begin to subside. I promise you there is no trial so great that my mercy cannot see you through, nor any crossroad so confusing that my spirit cannot illuminate the way forward. Right this very moment, I am orchestrating help that you have not yet perceived, arranging circumstances, and preparing the hearts of those who will come to your side at the precise time you need it most. Do not doubt that my hand is at work, even when your eyes struggle to discern my plan, because my ways transcend your understanding, and I craft miracles within the realm of the impossible. Take comfort in this. I am not a distant observer, but the closest companion you could ever have, and I care more deeply for your well-being than you can comprehend. No detail of your life is too small for my concern, and no heartbreak is too hidden for my tender healing to reach. The journey you walk, I walk alongside you, equipping you with courage to face whatever arises, for I have always been, and always will be, a firm anchor in the swirling seas of life. Therefore, do not surrender to fear, but step closer to me, for I long to dispel your doubts and fill you with new confidence in my unwavering promises. I speak life over your weary bones. I speak hope into every discouraging thought, and I declare victory in the face of every adversity that tries to impede your progress. Hear my voice above the noise of uncertainties, because my words create new possibilities where others see only dead ends. I am your shield, and I will ward off the arrows of despair that attempt to strike at your heart. And I am your refuge, embracing you in the hardest storms, so you can find sanctuary within my constant, unchanging nature. When uncertainty looms, and you feel you cannot see the path, remember that I go before you, clearing a way through the desert of confusion, leading you by still waters where your soul can rest. Yes, I hold every moment of your life in my hand, and my faithfulness abides forever. I am your strong tower, and you can run to me without hesitation, bringing with you every question, every sorrow, and every glimmer of hope still stirring within your spirit. Come to me with your frailty, and you will discover that my strength is sufficient, ready to cover your weaknesses like a cloak of pure light, shielding you from relentless shadows. Hold on to my unchanging word, for it is a lamp shining upon your feet, guiding you forward to the promises that are already set in place. Trust me when I tell you, my plans for you are good, formed out of a love so infinite that it exceeds your capacity to imagine. Though you might only see a small piece of the grand tapestry I weave, I am masterfully orchestrating a future in which all things work together for your ultimate growth and blessing. In due time, the intricacies of my wisdom will become clearer, and you will witness how even the trials you once feared have shaped you into a vessel more capable of carrying my light. Open your heart to me in prayer. Do not believe the lie that you need grand gestures or perfect words to approach my throne of grace. Rather, come to me with authenticity, pouring out your concerns, your joys, and your questions, just as you would share them with a devoted friend who never fails to listen. I cherish your honest cries, and I welcome the moments when you simply sit in silence, letting your heart resonate with my spirit, which continually whispers words of comfort and hope. Do not fear your own vulnerability, for it is in that open space where I show myself strong, where my healing can move freely, and where faith can take deeper root in your soul. I implore you to lift up your voice, even in your most discouraging hour, for my ear is always inclined to you, and I take delight in hearing your sincere requests. Let your prayers be an open doorway through which I pour new mercies, new revelations of my goodness, and new strength for the road ahead. I will never condemn you for coming to me. Instead, I will embrace your desire to commune and pour out the fullness of my love into your heart. The burdens you once thought impossible to shed will become lighter in my presence, replaced by the assurance that my grace truly is sufficient for you. Do not hesitate to trust that I am who I say I am, for my authority is absolute, and my affection for you is boundless. As you journey forward, I want you to see the vivid promises that await, like a lush field waiting for the harvest, or a morning dawn breaking over the horizon after the longest night. I have gone before you, carefully preparing a place of abundance and hope that you cannot fully fathom yet, and I will guide you step by step so that you arrive safely in the fullness of my plan. All the hardships you endured will transform into a refining fire that makes your faith more precious than gold, and you will stand in awe of the wonders I have done. Envision the road stretching before you, not as an endless burden, but as an unfolding adventure brimming with potential for miracles, growth, and fresh discoveries of my heart for you. Let your soul breathe in that anticipation, for I promise that not one tear has been wasted, not one frustration overlooked, and not one prayer ignored. All things converge in due time for the good of those who love me. Place your hand in mine and walk forth in confidence, for even as your steps falter, I will be the steady foundation beneath you. Keep your eyes lifted, my beloved child, because a new chapter awaits, brimming with my loving kindness and anchored in hope that cannot be shaken. I will speak peace into the restlessness of your mind, and I will fill your heart with gladness you never thought possible. Yes, I have much in store for you, so do not let the heaviness of yesterday steal the joy meant for today and the assurance reserved for your future. Let me remind you yet again, I take joy in who you are, and I find delight in every forward stride you take, even if it feels small or shaky. Whenever your thoughts threaten to spiral into the realm of doubt, remember my promises, for I am the same yesterday, today, and forever, and I have not changed my mind about loving you. You are ingrained in my heart, and I will not allow darkness to claim victory over the light I have ignited within your spirit. Sometimes you will face resistance or ridicule for your faith, but do not be discouraged, for the world's opinions cannot diminish the authority I have placed upon your life. Even if you stand alone in certain situations, realize that my presence far outweighs any earthly majority, and my power is made perfect in what the world deems weakness. I do not measure your value by fleeting standards of success, but by the burning fidelity of your heart that chooses to love me and love others. even when it is most difficult. Have you ever considered how a single ray of light can conquer the deepest dark? That is you, shining in places where hope has grown dim, and the mere act of you carrying my love can transform entire atmospheres. You are a vessel of my grace, a beacon of my compassion, and through you, I demonstrate that I have not forsaken humanity, nor have I stopped moving in miraculous ways. Every time you show kindness to a stranger, or speak encouragement to a friend, or quiet your spirit to listen, you reflect my heart in a way that resonates through eternity. Yes, my child, my care envelops you like a robe of righteousness, and there is no question that my arms are perpetually open, ready to offer counsel when you ask, and comfort when you're overwhelmed. Believe that I am always present, that no physical barrier or spiritual distance can separate you from my nearness, for my spirit dwells within you, bridging the gap between heaven and earth in the most subtle yet profound ways. When you wake each morning, I am there to greet you with fresh mercies, and when you lay down at night, I watch over you with ceaseless devotion. Wherever you find yourself right now, whether on a mountaintop of triumph or in a valley of despair, know that I stand with you, fully aware of every detail, intimately familiar with every breath. My goodness is not limited by circumstances, nor is my love hindered by any boundary. Indeed, my grace can penetrate the hardest heart and heal the deepest wound. Surrender your fears, my precious child, and watch as I replace them with an unwavering confidence that only my truth can provide. Turn your face toward me in prayer, and do not fear that your words are inadequate or that you are undeserving of my attention. I delight in the utterances of your lips, especially when they flow from genuine longing, raw honesty, and heartfelt faith. Indeed, do not complicate this act of surrender, for I have made it so simple. Just open your heart and speak, knowing that I hear, knowing that my response will always be rooted in perfect love for you. In your most desperate moments, call upon my name, for I am more than capable of rescuing you, more than prepared to send angels to your defense. Yet I also desire the quiet moments, the times of peace when you choose to commune with me, not from urgency alone, but from a desire to deepen our relationship. It is in those tranquil encounters that my gentle voice can be heard more clearly, guiding, encouraging, and shaping your soul to mirror my own compassion. I want to ignite a fresh sense of expectancy within you, a realization that I am perpetually writing new stories of redemption and victory within your life. Past failures do not disqualify you from my grace, and present troubles do not diminish my ability to create beauty from ashes. Truly, I can speak to the dry places within you and command them to flourish again, for my power is limitless, and my desire to restore you is unstoppable. Let go of the heaviness that tries to define you, the lingering guilt, or the condemnation that creeps in from mistakes long since forgiven by me. Resist the temptation to cling to shame, for I have already cast your sins as far as the east is from the west, and I do not hold them against you any longer. Lift your head, for you are covered in my righteousness, beloved by me, and called for a divine purpose that surpasses your wildest imagination. Come to me and taste the sweetness of a promise that never fails, a covenant sealed by my unfailing devotion to you. There is nothing you face that I cannot redeem, nothing you wrestle with that I cannot transform, and no obstacle so colossal that I cannot level it with a single decree of my authority. Rest in the security that my hand is unwavering and my heart is for you, not against you, ensuring that your future is held securely in my providence. Even in the darkest valley, look for my guiding light, for I often reveal my greatest wonders in the places least expected. When you feel as though you have reached the end of your strength, that is where my strength begins, upholding you and showcasing my miraculous ability to carry you. Yes, I am your Redeemer, and I am actively turning your trials into testimonies, your tests into triumphs, so that you may stand as a living witness of my grace. Remember, I do not promise a life absent of hardship, but I promise my enduring presence in the midst of every hardship, my immeasurable power to deliver you, and my unwavering love to comfort you. Although your heart may break at times, I specialize in binding up wounds and nurturing new growth, much like a gardener tending to the most fragile plant until it blooms in full splendor. This is my earnest desire, to see you flourish in my grace, unhindered by the past, unstoppable in my strength, and unafraid to walk forward in my calling. I am aware of those days when your hope feels like a flickering candle, threatened by even the slightest breeze of adversity. Do not fear the wind, for my hands shield that flame, ensuring that it will not be extinguished. Rather, that small but persistent flame will grow, fed by my spirit, fueled by my words of life, until it burns bright enough for others to find their way through the darkness of their own doubts. Thus, continue to share your prayers and requests with me, bringing your concerns without delay, because there is never a time when my door is closed to you. Never think I am weary of your questions or annoyed by your persistent longing for clarity, for I have invited you into fellowship with me, and that invitation remains open perpetually. Trust that my answers may sometimes differ from what you anticipate, but my perspective reaches far beyond your current horizon, and my plan has your ultimate good in mind. Stay alert to the quiet nudges of my spirit, which may guide you toward a fresh understanding of my faithfulness or lead you to cross paths with someone who desperately needs the encouragement only you can give. In those small acts of obedience, you mirror the example of my Son, who walked among the hurting, the lost, and the rejected, offering them not condemnation, but compassion. Embrace that same heart, for in giving love you will find an even greater measure of my love poured back into you. My word stands firm throughout the ages, and each promise enshrined therein remains potent and alive, ready to be embraced and spoken over your life. Read those promises, meditate on them, and watch as your heart aligns with my perspective, bringing new life to areas you once considered hopeless. Every time you declare, "I trust you, Lord," you are partnering with my plans, enabling my miraculous power to unfold in your circumstances. Take courage, dear one, and step out on the waters when I call, for I will not let you drown in the raging waves of trial. Do you recall how my Son beckoned Peter to walk on the waves? His footing faltered only when his gaze shifted from the one who beckoned him. Fix your eyes on me, and you will discover that I am more than capable of carrying you over every raging tempest, upholding you even when logic insists you should sink. I delight in each moment you cling to faith rather than fear, for in that choice you proclaim that my name is greater than any apprehension, trial, or threat. You were created to reflect my glory, to show the world how my grace transforms hearts, and to demonstrate that in my presence, the impossible becomes possible. Let your life be a chorus of praise, echoing my faithfulness and inviting others into the freedom I bestow. When doubts assail and insecurities arise, cast them at my feet, for I have invited you to burden me with everything that weighs upon your spirit. Let me be the caretaker of your soul, attending to your needs with the delicate precision of a divine surgeon who knows exactly where the hurts lie and precisely how to heal them. Do not be surprised when my remedy extends beyond your expectations, for my ways are higher than yours, and my solutions often come wrapped in the unexpected. Hold on to this truth. You are never alone, for I am always with you, enveloping you in my infinite love. Remind yourself of that when fear attempts to isolate you, when discouragement prompts you to withdraw, or when fatigue convinces you that you cannot go on. My presence is a constant wellspring of strength, a quiet whisper in your heart, a guiding hand on your shoulder, and an abiding warmth that chases away the coldness of despair. You do not have to earn my acceptance by any means other than accepting my grace, for my Son has paid the price in full, and you stand clothed in righteousness because of his sacrifice. Walk in the liberty that my redemption provides, knowing that you are free from the chains of sin, free from the shadows of condemnation, and free to live an abundant life that reflects my unending kindness. Treasure this freedom and guard it with vigilance, for it is a gift beyond measure, a testament of just how profoundly I value your life. Even as you engage with the mundane routines of daily existence, preparing meals, working at your job, caring for your family, remember that I am in your midst, infusing each moment with eternal significance. A quiet prayer in the kitchen, a whispered hymn as you drive, or a quick moment of gratitude in your office can bridge heaven and earth, reminding you that no moment is wasted when it is lived in communion with me. Let your heart remain open, for I love to surprise you with my presence in the simplest, most ordinary places. Cherish the small victories you experience, acknowledging them as seeds of my goodness that will grow into even larger testimonies of deliverance and favor. Celebrate the steps forward in your journey, and do not be discouraged by the occasional stumbles, for I see your earnest effort, and my grace covers you still. Each time you rise after a fall, you demonstrate that my resilience is alive in you, that my spirit is your constant helper, and that you are truly more than a conqueror through me. Lean on my promises when the world's uncertainties rise up like towering mountains, for my word has not changed, and I remain the ultimate authority over every detail of your life. I will carry you through the steepest climbs, ensuring that you do not falter, and I will guide you carefully around every precipice that threatens to undermine your faith. Trust in my direction, for I always act in perfect wisdom, weaving your experiences into a masterpiece of grace that will reflect my glory in due season. Open your mouth in thanksgiving, and let the fruit of your lips be praise for the one who formed you, redeemed you, and called you by name. Offer your gratitude not merely in times of evident blessing, but also in moments of trial, for through praise, your perspective is lifted above the waves, and your spirit aligns more closely with my sovereign will. Watch how thankfulness births a deeper awareness of my closeness, and turns your mourning into dancing in a way that defies earthly logic. Seek my face persistently, for those who seek shall find, and those who knock shall have the door opened to them. Never cease asking, for I delight in giving good gifts to my children, and I find joy in seeing you reach new depths of trust. You will discover that persistent prayer does not wear me down. Rather, it positions you to receive an overflow of my kindness, shaping your heart to mirror my own compassion for a world longing to be seen, loved, and redeemed. I am aware of your unmet dreams, the visions stored in your heart that have not yet come to fruition, and I invite you to place them into my capable hands. When the timing seems delayed or your hopes seem deferred, remember that I hold the perfect schedule, orchestrating everything in alignment with my redemptive purpose. If you remain close to me, you will gain clarity and understanding that my timing, although often mysterious, is always precisely what you need for the greatest unfolding of my plan. Allow my peace to guard your heart and mind, especially when chaos and confusion abound. For my peace is not like the world's fragile version. My peace is anchored in my sovereignty, which remains unchallenged by any earthly force, and it transcends the limitations of your understanding. Let it rule in your decisions, steady your emotions, and assure you that, though the storms may rage, your anchor remains secure in me. It is not your perfection that draws my heart, but your willingness to surrender, to trust, and to let my grace be your strength. I cherish the moments when you openly confess your struggles, acknowledge your need for me, and yield to my guiding hand even when you do not fully comprehend my methods. Your humble dependence delights me far more than any grand display of self-sufficiency, for it signals genuine relationship rather than mere religion. Take note of the ways I whisper hope into your life each day. Through an encouraging word from a friend, a radiant sunset that brightens your evening, or a silent moment in which your heart feels renewed. I am constantly communicating my love in subtle and tender ways that a hurried mind might overlook. Slow down, beloved child, and you will discover that my voice is often heard most clearly in stillness, in the quiet reflection of your soul. Yes, my grace is enough to transform your regrets into lessons of compassion, your weaknesses into testimonies of my power, and your losses into gateways of new beginnings. I specialize in bringing forth resurrection where others only see decay, in unveiling potential where doubt sees none, and in speaking life into every barren place. All I require is your open heart, ready to believe that I am able to do immeasurably more than you can ask or imagine. You may not have all the answers, but rest in the truth that you have me, the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, who holds the fullness of creation in his hands. Your lifespan, your joys, and your challenges are known to me, and I walk with you through them all, dispensing wisdom as you ask, and providing comfort when words fail. Release your burdens into my keeping, for I can carry them without strain, guiding you onward to a brighter tomorrow. As you walk forward, determined to live by faith, you will discover deeper levels of my goodness, revelations of my character that infuse your heart with awe. You will see prayers answered in surprising ways and experience breakthroughs in areas where you once felt hopelessly bound. Each testimony will serve as a reminder that I am the same God who parted seas and fed thousands, who healed the brokenhearted and set captives free. Let this hope anchor your soul. I will not abandon you. I will not ignore your cries, and I will never grow tired of your company. On the contrary, I stand eagerly waiting for you to approach me, ready to envelop you in an embrace that reminds you of your worth, your belonging, and your destiny. My love is the bedrock upon which you can build a life that weathers every storm, shining as a beacon of hope for all to see. Persist in faith, even when logic tells you otherwise, for faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen, and I reward those who earnestly seek me. Remember that the greatest testimonies often arise from the greatest battles, and the mightiest praise can erupt from the deepest sorrow when offered in trust. Indeed, your life is a tapestry of my grace, threads of redemption woven through every chapter, culminating in a masterpiece that glorifies me. Turn your eyes from the critics and naysayers, for their opinions pale in comparison to my eternal perspective on who you are. Instead, gaze upon my truth, for it endures, it liberates, and it heals, enabling you to rise above the world's standards, judgments, and impositions. You were not created to be confined by fear, but to soar on wings of faith, revealing that my power at work in a willing heart can accomplish miraculous feats. Reflect for a moment on my promise. I am for you, not against you, and let it permeate every corner of your mindset, chasing away condemnation or thoughts of unworthiness. I do not define you by your past stumbles. I define you by my Son's victory on the cross. In him you are beloved, sanctified, and commissioned for good works that I have prepared beforehand, so you may walk in them with joy. In those moments when the burden of living seems too heavy, remember my invitation. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Surrender to me the load that has wearied your soul, and I will replace it with my gentle yoke, guiding you in a pace and direction best suited for your healing and growth. When your human strength fails, my divine power excels, lifting you up where your feet cannot tread. Your prayers, even the shortest, quietest ones, resonate through heaven like sweet incense, stirring my heart to action. Never think you are too insignificant or your needs too trivial to garner my attention, for I delight in showing myself strong in every area of your life. Bring me both the monumental crises and the simplest daily concerns, for my arm is not too short to save, nor my ear too dull to hear. I speak these words so you may possess the fullest assurance that my gaze is fixed on you in love, my plans abound in hope, and my presence remains an unwavering reality. Rest in that truth. Let it become the foundation that shapes your thoughts, decisions, and how you perceive your circumstances. My peace I give you. Hold it close as you navigate each twist and turn of your journey. Now, my dear child, may your heart be warmed by my unwavering devotion to you, for I promise that my love for you will never fade, and not a day will pass without my goodness revealing itself in your life. I bless you even now with my transforming touch, breathing a renewed vigor into every dream, every relationship, and every endeavor that aligns with my purposes for you. Stand tall in the knowledge that you are chosen, cherished, and encompassed by my sustaining grace. I call you to walk forward in my peace, for I have gone ahead to prepare places of growth, of wonder, and of testimony, so that all may see my hand at work. As you look to tomorrow, do so with confidence, for I hold it securely, and I will guide you step by step into blessings you cannot yet imagine. The very best is yet to come, and I am eager for you to partake in the fullness of what I have lovingly prepared. Rejoice, beloved one, and step forth with faith, for you are safe in my arms, always.